It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, sponsored by John's Heating and Air, Command Family Medicine, and Taylor Grubaugh Chevrolet. Here's your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everyone. We are waking up to incredible cold across the Ozarks on this Thursday. It is February 20th, and it just feels awful all across the Ozarks. We are smashing low temperature records all across the region with numbers in the negatives. Not only does it feel like minus 20, our actual cold temperatures this morning are anywhere from 0 to negative 10 all across the Ozarks. This is going to go down in the record books because record lows for February 20th, well, in Springfield, 7 back in 1918. So well below our record low temperatures for the day. Record low in Joplin, by the way, 16, just totally smashing that low temperature record. Rolla at 6. It is going to be a cold night in the Ozarks, and we may see some low temperature records break again tomorrow as lows are also in that 0 to about 5 degree range. It's a cold start for sure, and we are looking at crazy cold across the Ozarks again as we head into this afternoon. But today will be warmer than yesterday afternoon, and I think you'll like this forecast by the time we get to next week. We have incredible cold settling into the region with high temperatures in the teens and low 20s today. I expect that these wind chill values that are near minus 20 are going to feel more like 0 by the time we get to this afternoon. So it gets better later in the day. If you've still been waiting to dig out, shovel the driveway, clean the car off, you might want to wait till later in the day. It's not going to be warm, but it will at least be better than early this morning. If you have to get out on the roads this morning, just keep in mind there is still some hazardous travel across the Ozarks because temperatures have just been so cold, we haven't seen a whole lot of melting. Great improvement. The road crews have done an amazing job. The main roads are okay in most areas, but these side streets, the neighborhoods, still a mess. And those are going to remain a mess because the temperatures stay below freezing for us all day today. Some sunshine and radiation will help, but it's not going to be enough to melt all of this away. As I mentioned yesterday, nearly 4 to 8 inches area wide across the Ozarks. So it's going to take some time to melt this off. This morning, we have feels like temperatures minus 10 to minus 20, dangerous cold for the kids too. Lots of area schools closed again. But even if the kids want to go out and play in the snow, keep in mind that these numbers really are dangerously cold. So keep that very limited. Nobody can handle this outside very long. All exposed skin has to be covered in temperatures that are this cold. Record lows this morning, and bitter cold sticks around for the course of the afternoon today. That's the big headline for you. But then a gradual warming trend is going to take place as we head into the weekend. I've got numbers above the freezing point again by this weekend, and that combined with some sunshine, we're going to start to melt off this snowpack. And I think by next week, it'll be a thing of the past with high temperatures forecasted to make it back up into the 50s and 60s. So it's a wild ride for us here. Today, high temperatures, upper teens for those of you that got quite a bit of snowpack on the ground. However, others are in the 20s, and we will take numbers just below the freezing point for the highs as we head into Friday as well. I expect that we warm above freezing by Saturday. Numbers are in the upper 30s and low 40s. We get some sunshine there. Low temperatures are looking better too. We're once again going to see numbers in the single digits tonight, but tomorrow we're back to the 20s, and we're back closer to the freezing point for morning lows by the time we get to Sunday night into early Monday. Speaking of Monday, we could see the 60s again. It'll be kind of whiplash here in the weather department. We've got some wild swings with these temperature forecasts, but certainly we are all looking forward to Monday. You normally can't say that, right? No Sunday scaries this time. Monday looks like we'll have some sunshine and high temperatures in the 60s for next week, which will feel like summertime compared to what we've got around today. Around the country, it's not just us seeing the record cold this morning. We are setting records all across the central United States with some very cold air in place. We also have mountain snow and low elevation rainfall happening for the Pacific Northwest as yet another storm system moves in from the West Coast. We've also got snow that's wrapping up this morning for the Mid-Atlantic. There was some snow yesterday for the Carolinas. That's continuing off on the Mid-Atlantic coast. And now we are going to see the Arctic cold arrive for our friends in Florida. I know it's been warm for those folks. Many people retreating to Florida this time of the year to escape the snow, but the cold is now arriving for our Florida friends too. So we will keep them in our thoughts. All right, it's time for the Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather Brain Twister Trivia question for the day. And I gave you a true or false yesterday. True or false? Beet juice is effective at melting snow. And the options are A, true, or B, false. You might think that this is false, but it's actually true. And the real key here, and maybe a bit of a trick question, is that it is most effective when beet juice is mixed with salt. That allows the temperature to be a little bit, it allows the salt brine to work at a lower temperature when you mix it with the beet juice. So, in fact, the city of Springfield does this. I am told they have different ways of melting off snow and ice, considering on what the event actually is. And in the extreme cold temperatures, they will sometimes implement this beet juice mixed with salt brine to lower the temperature where that salt is effective to clear the road. So we got to come up with all sorts of creative solutions, and beet juice is one of those. So congrats if A, true, was your choice. Here's another snow question for you. The quiz question for tomorrow. When driving in snow, you should avoid using your what? A, high beam headlights, B, low beam headlights, C, emergency flashers, or D, rear window defroster. You can submit that guess at aroundtheozarks.com. Thanks so much to our sponsors of Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, Taylor Grubaugh Chevrolet, Command Family Medicine, and John's Heating and Air. I sure appreciate you listening this morning. If you are getting out and venturing out on the roads, be cautious, especially on the side streets, not the main roads. There are still some problems across the Ozarks, and we're going to hold on to those through the end of the week. I think by this weekend is when we'll start to really see the road conditions improve, and we'll start to melt our way out of this frozen tundra that we have found ourselves in. Thanks for listening. Have a fantastic day. We'll chat again tomorrow morning.